Anthony Bridgerton is a man shaped by duty, family, and the weight of expectations, yet beneath his confident and sometimes arrogant exterior lies a deep vulnerability. From the beginning of the series, we have seen Anthony struggle with the legacy of his father and the responsibility of being the eldest Bridgerton sibling. He carries the expectation of leading the family, making the right choices, and maintaining the Bridgerton reputation at all times. This sense of duty often clashes with his personal desires, creating tension not only in his relationships but also within himself. In Season 4, Part 1, Anthony's interactions with Kate Sharma revealed a side of him that audiences have rarely seen. He is drawn to her strength, intelligence, and independence. But he also fears losing control over the relationship. This fear stems from his past experiences and the pressure he feels to do what is expected rather than what his heart truly desires. Throughout the season, Anthony's inner struggle becomes increasingly apparent. He wants to love freely, but he is constantly reminded of his responsibilities and the societal rules he must follow. This conflict manifests in moments of hesitation, prideful behavior, and even small acts of stubbornness that challenge Kate's patience. Yet, these moments also reveal his humanity. Anthony is not simply a proud man who refuses to change. He is someone who wants to protect the people he loves, even if it means keeping them at a distance. One of the most significant aspects of Anthony's development in Part 1 is his growing awareness of his own flaws. He begins to see how his need for control and perfection can push people away, and how it affects his ability to fully experience love. Scenes where he pauses before confessing his feelings, or where he struggles to accept Kate's opinions, show a man wrestling with his ego and vulnerability at the same time. This self-awareness does not make him perfect, but it does make him relatable. Audiences can empathize with his desire to be a good man while also recognizing the mistakes he makes along the way. Another layer to Anthony's character is his complex relationship with trust. Trust has always been a difficult concept for him, whether it's trusting his own decisions or trusting others with his heart. With Kate, this struggle is heightened. He sees in her someone who is not afraid to challenge him, to question him, and to hold him accountable. This is both exciting and frightening for Anthony, as it forces him to confront parts of himself he would rather ignore. At the same time, Anthony's passion and intensity remain undeniable. When he feels something strongly, whether it's love, frustration, or longing, it comes through in everything he does. These emotions are particularly evident in his moments alone, when he reflects on Kate and what she means to him. Faceless visuals could show him pacing, holding a letter, or staring out of a window, capturing the tension between his heart and his mind. By the end of Part 1, Anthony's character is poised for growth. He's aware of the stakes, understands the depth of his feelings, and begins to realize that love requires risk, vulnerability, and the courage to put aside pride. The upcoming Part 2 promises to test these realizations further, pushing Anthony to make choices that could either strengthen his relationship with Kate or drive them apart. His journey is not only about romance, it is about self-discovery, learning to balance responsibility with personal happiness, and understanding that true love sometimes requires letting go of control. Audiences watching Anthony in Part 2 can expect to see a man evolving, confronting his fears, and discovering the lengths he is willing to go for the woman he loves. Every choice he makes, every emotional decision, will shape not only his future with Kate but also who he is as a person. This section of the story highlights why Anthony Bridgerton is one of the most compelling characters in the series, a man who is at once strong and flawed, passionate and cautious, proud and vulnerable, a hero whose growth we are eager to follow. As his story continues, Kate Sharma is a woman defined by her strength, intelligence, and determination. From the very first moment she entered the Bridgerton world, it was clear that she was not someone who would bend easily to the expectations of society or allow herself to be overshadowed by the men around her. In Season 4, Part 1, Kate faced a unique set of challenges. the tension of navigating a world that demanded obedience, the pressure to marry well, and the undeniable pull she felt toward Anthony Bridgerton, a man who both fascinates and frustrates. Kate's journey is deeply rooted in her desire for autonomy. She wants to be respected for her mind and her choices, not simply admired for her beauty or social position. Every interaction with Anthony challenges her in ways she has not experienced before. His charm, confidence, and intensity draw her in, but his stubbornness and pride often create friction. Kate's inner struggle revolves around balancing her heart and her principles. She is deeply aware of the risks involved in loving someone like Anthony, whose life is intertwined with family duty and societal expectation. Yet she cannot ignore her feelings, which grow stronger even as the obstacles become more complex. In Part 1, viewers saw Kate confront these challenges head-on. She does not shy away from expressing her opinions, even when they conflict with Anthony's desires. This determination earns her respect and admiration. Love, tension, and secrets. Anthony Bridgerton and Kate Sharma have kept us on the edge of our seats all season. Every glance, every word, every touch has built a story full of desire and conflict. But now, as season 4 Part 2 unfolds, fans are asking the burning question: what really happens to Kate and Anthony? Will their love survive the pressures of family, society, and their own fears? Or will it crumble under the weight of expectations? Tonight, we dive deep into the drama, the heartbreak, and the moments that could change everything between them forever. Before we can understand what's coming for Kate and Anthony in Part 2, it's important to look back at everything that led them to this point. Anthony Bridgerton, the eldest Bridgerton sibling, has always carried a heavy sense of duty and expectation. After his father's death, he took on the responsibility of leading the family and protecting his siblings. This sense of responsibility has always influenced his choices, especially in love. In Season 4, we saw Anthony meet Kate Sharma, a woman unlike anyone he has ever known. Kate is strong, smart, and fiercely independent, someone who challenges Anthony at every turn. Their first encounters were full of tension, sparks flying, words clashing, and emotions running high. Viewers quickly realized that beneath Anthony's arrogance and control was a man vulnerable to love but afraid of losing himself in it. Meanwhile, Kate's past and her own family pressures gave her a sense of caution. She was not a woman to bend easily to the rules of society or to Anthony's demands, which only made their interactions more intense and compelling. Throughout Part 1, their relationship evolved slowly, marked by moments of tenderness, fiery arguments, and undeniable attraction. One of the most memorable scenes was their initial ballroom encounter, where polite conversation masked a storm of feelings. Every glance, every hesitant touch seemed to say more than words could express, leaving audiences hanging on every frame. As the season progressed, Anthony's attempts to balance societal expectations and his growing feelings for Kate led to misunderstandings and tension. He struggled with admitting vulnerability, while Kate struggled with trusting a man who could be both passionate and controlling. These conflicting desires created a push and pull dynamic, making every scene unpredictable. There were moments of joy, quiet dinners, shared laughter, and stolen glances, but these were often interrupted by clashes of pride and misunderstanding. Kate, despite her love for Anthony, often found herself questioning whether he could truly change or whether he would let his fears and responsibilities push her away. On the other side, Anthony wrestled with his own demons, trying to figure out if he could let go of control and fully embrace a love that might be messy, complicated, and beautiful all at once. By the mid-season cliffhanger, fans were left with so many unanswered questions. Kate and Anthony were closer than ever, yet tension still lingered. A single misstep, a whispered word, or a secret could tear them apart. It was clear that the road ahead would not be easy. Society's rules, family expectations, and their own insecurities loomed over their romance like shadows, waiting to test the strength of their bond as we move into Part 2. The story is set to explore these tensions even further. Will Anthony finally open his heart completely, or will fear and pride keep him from true happiness? Will Kate find a way to trust him fully, or will doubt drive a wedge between them? The stage is set for a season filled with love, heartbreak, and drama, and the answers to these questions will define not only their relationship, but also who they are as individuals. Every scene, every choice, and every moment will bring us closer to understanding what really happens to Kate and Anthony. Their story is not just about love, it's about courage, growth, and the willingness to face one's own fears for the sake of someone else. As the tension builds and part 2 begins, fans can expect more drama, more passion, and more of the Bridgerton charm that has captivated audiences from the very first season. The journey of Anthony and Kate is far from over, and the next chapter promises to reveal secrets, choices, and moments that could change everything. Her choices reflect a deep understanding of her own worth and a refusal to compromise her identity for comfort or societal approval. This makes her journey not only romantic, but profoundly empowering at the same time. Kate's loyalty and love are undeniable. She is fiercely protective of the people she cares about, and her compassion often guides her decisions, yet this loyalty is tested repeatedly. Anthony's pride, misunderstandings, and occasional emotional distance force Kate to consider what she is willing to accept in a partner and what she cannot compromise. The season also highlights Kate's moments of vulnerability. Despite her confidence, she is human, experiencing fear, doubt, and longing. These moments make her relatable and deepen the emotional resonance of her story. Scenes where she pauses before confronting Anthony or reflects alone on her choices reveal a woman who is both strong and sensitive, pragmatic and passionate. By the end of part 1, Kate's journey is at a crossroads. She has grown in confidence, understanding, and emotional resilience, but the challenges ahead are immense. Her decisions will require balancing love, trust, and self-respect while navigating a world that constantly tests her resolve. Part 2 promises to push Kate further, forcing her to make choices that could change the course of her life and her relationship with Anthony forever. Will she trust him fully, or will doubt drive a wedge between them? Will she prioritize love over caution, or will her principles guide her in unexpected directions? Kate's journey is more than a love story. It is a story of self-discovery, courage, and the fight to remain true to oneself while opening one's heart. Audiences will be captivated by her resilience, inspired by her strength, and moved by the depth of her emotions as part 2 unfolds. Every choice Kate makes, every moment of vulnerability and courage will bring viewers closer to understanding the truth behind her relationship with Anthony. Her story is not just about romance, it is about standing firm, taking risks, and learning that love and personal growth are often intertwined in ways that are messy, beautiful, and unforgettable. Every great love story is tested by conflict. And for Kate and Anthony Bridgerton, the challenges they face are as much internal as they are external. By the time season 4 part 1 concluded, the tension between them had grown undeniable. Their attraction is fierce, but their pride and fear often stand in the way of honest communication. Anthony's need to maintain control, to protect himself and his family, clashes with Kate's desire for equality, respect, and autonomy. These opposing forces create a push and pull dynamic that makes their relationship both thrilling and volatile. One of the earliest turning points in their story occurs when Anthony misreads Kate's intentions. His pride, combined with his fear of vulnerability, leads him to assume motives and make decisions without truly listening. This moment ignites conflict, leaving Kate frustrated and wary. She is not the kind of woman to accept assumptions or excuses, and this clash highlights one of the central tensions of their relationship: trust. Kate's confidence is tested repeatedly as Anthony struggles to balance his desires with the expectations placed upon him. At the same time, she grapples with her own insecurities. Though she is strong and independent, The intensity of her feelings for Anthony forces her to confront fears she may have long suppressed: fear of rejection, fear of compromise, and fear that love can sometimes demand more than she is willing to give. External pressures add another layer of complexity. Society is ever present, watching their every interaction, judging their decisions, and setting expectations for how a proper match should behave. Kate must navigate these pressures while remaining true to herself, and Anthony must reconcile his attraction to her with the rigid standards imposed by his family and social position. These forces collide in moments of heightened drama, where a single misstep can shift the course of their relationship. One pivotal turning point comes during a heated argument, where both Anthony and Kate confront the truth about their feelings and fears. Words are exchanged, emotions flare, and walls come crashing down. It is in these moments of raw honesty that their love becomes more real, more intense, and more fragile at the same time. Another conflict arises from jealousy and miscommunication. Small misunderstandings snowball into larger doubts, making both characters question whether their love can survive the pressures around them. Anthony's protective instincts sometimes come across as controlling, while Kate's insistence on independence can feel like distance or rejection. These moments test the foundation of their relationship, forcing both to examine their priorities and values. In addition, past experiences shape how they respond to conflict. Anthony's history of family loss and personal responsibility influences every decision, while Kate's background and upbringing inform her cautious yet assertive approach to love. Their pasts do not define them, but they do add weight to every choice, every glance, and every word spoken or left unsaid. By the end of part 1, the story reaches a critical juncture. Kate and Anthony are drawn to each other more strongly than ever. Yet the obstacles remain formidable. The conflicts they face are not easily resolved. Pride, fear, societal expectations, and personal doubts continue to threaten the possibility of lasting happiness. These turning points are what make their story compelling, keeping audiences invested and on edge. As part 2 unfolds, the stakes are higher, the emotions more intense, and the consequences more significant. Every decision they make, every word they speak, and every moment of hesitation could redefine the course of their relationship. The drama is far from over, and the choices they face will test not only their love for each other, but also their ability to grow, trust, and embrace vulnerability. Anthony and Kate are at the heart of a story where love is never simple, and every conflict is an opportunity for discovery, growth, and transformation. The upcoming episodes promise to reveal whether their bond will endure, evolve, or break, keeping viewers captivated and emotionally invested in every heartbeat of their journey. As season 4 part 2 approaches, fans can't stop asking, what will really happen to Kate and Anthony? Their story has been full of tension, passion, and unpredictable choices, and naturally, viewers are theorizing about every twist and turn. One popular speculation is that Anthony will finally confront his fear of vulnerability. Throughout the season, his pride and sense of responsibility have held him back, making it difficult for him to openly express love without reservation. Some fans believe that a pivotal moment in part 2 will force him to choose between control and true intimacy. Will he be able to let go of his ego long enough to meet Kate on equal ground? Another theory revolves around Kate's trust in Anthony. She has been cautious from the beginning, knowing that love is not just about attraction, but about reliability, honesty, and mutual respect. Many viewers suggest that part 2 may test her patience to the extreme, placing her in situations where she must decide whether Anthony's words match his actions. Will she forgive a major misunderstanding, or will her instincts guide her toward self-preservation? Jealousy and external interference are also expected to play a major role. Fans speculate that a new character or a misunderstanding could create tension that threatens to pull the couple apart. In a series where secrets and social expectations carry immense weight, even small actions could trigger a domino effect. For example, Anthony's protective instincts could backfire, making Kate feel controlled rather than cherished. Another theory focuses on the evolution of Anthony's emotional growth. Viewers have noticed subtle changes in his behavior throughout. Part 1. Moments where he pauses to reflect, where he hesitates before speaking, and where he shows care in ways that go beyond superficial gestures. Many speculate that these small changes will culminate in a major turning point in Part 2, a moment where he fully embraces vulnerability and expresses love without reservation, proving that he is ready for a deeper, more mature relationship. With Kate, on the other hand, some fans suggest that Kate's independence could create conflict rather than resolution. Her strong-willed nature and refusal to compromise on her values make her both admirable and challenging to Anthony. Speculation centers on whether Anthony can accept Kate as she is, without trying to change her or dictate the terms of their relationship. Part of the intrigue comes from the unpredictability of their personalities. Anthony is impulsive yet thoughtful, protective yet sometimes domineering. Kate is principled yet passionate, cautious yet willing to risk her heart. These traits suggest that the story will continue to balance tension with tenderness, keeping viewers guessing until the very end. Some theories even imagine scenarios where external pressures, family, societal expectations, or past secrets threaten to permanently alter the course of their romance. Fans debate whether the couple will overcome these pressures together or whether one or both will be forced to make sacrifices that change their dynamic forever. Despite these challenges, most speculations agree on one thing: the chemistry between Anthony and Kate is undeniable, and their story is far from predictable. Every glance, every argument, and every moment of quiet intimacy carries weight. And Part 2 is likely to reveal both the consequences of their past actions and the possibilities for growth and reconciliation. In short,